He is Kenan Thompson, the star of Kenan, that debuted on NBC earlier this month, and you can catch it on NBC Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then right on Peacock the next day. Good to see you, Kenan.
And nice point.
Well, and it's right there. I've got a little bit of Peacock branding in my home office. There may be an I in Rich and Eisen, but I'm a team player. You know what I'm saying?
I'm jealous. I don't have anything. I'm just.
I can send one for you if that's.
Please do.
If would you like? Yeah.
Please do. I would like very much. Thank you.
Because if you were on the show in person, if there was no pandemic, there would be some sort of giveaway. So.
Yeah. I mean, we'd be doing all kind of events, high-fiving and kissing the babies, but
I'm sure. Absolutely. So I guess let's get into it. You're from Atlanta, correct? Are you from Atlanta, Georgia?
I am. I was raised there. I was born in Columbus, Ohio, but my parents moved when I was like 9 months old. So
okay.
I'm very much from Atlanta.
Okay, so is that your sports fandom, if at all? Is that where you?
No, Atlanta people, we are loyal across the board. So I'm Braves, Hawks, Falcons, the whole nine. I was Thrashers too for a little while, but then that went away. And then, what's our soccer team? I think it might be the Flame.
You've got me totally stumped. Are you saying that you'd be into soccer for Atlanta, or you are?
Whatever we have. Atlanta just supports Atlanta, basically. So that's how we get down.
So who was your guy athlete growing up that you looked up to, or you definitely were going to follow no matter what?
It wasn't even a Falcons guy. It was actually my man Tony Dorsett, which is why I'm big on the number 33. Really big on the number 33. And I used to just love Tony Dorsett because that 33 would just be running up and down the field, and that was in his Cowboys days. So that was kind of the only thing I was rooting for over there. But as far as my Falcons were concerned, the Deion days were excellent. The Vic days were crazy. And, our Julio days are pretty dynamic. So, it's all good.
So Deion is, that's the Georgia Dome he built. He would tell you it was his house, that he built.
Absolutely.
That house.
Absolutely. Prime time, baby.
Have you ever come across Deion? Have you ever met him?
I yelled at him, and I shouldn't have. In the airport. We were leaving LAX, and he was walking with his driver, and I know that route to walk with your driver to the garage or whatever. But I was going, I think, to my rental car or something because I had left and come back really quickly. So they were about to get on an elevator or something, and we're like outside the airport across the street, and he's thinking probably he's safe, you know what I mean? He's away from the crowds and stuff like that. And here comes this, this guy yelling, "Yo, prime time." And he just, waved with his back turned. And that was my Deion experience.
Yeah, I have actually been fortunate enough to walk through airports with Deion Sanders. You have to keep up. Yeah, you have to, he's got that quick first step. And I have done that. And he is easily the most famous person I've ever walked through an airport with.
I can believe it, hands down. Yeah. His welcome in, I think, is it Mississippi where he's coaching now?
That's where he is. He's in Jackson.
That was crazy. That was amazing.
He just loves to coach. If that's where he had to go, that's where he had to go, and he's going to be dynamite there. There's no doubt about that. But I think his Must Be the Money days was definitely before your tenure in SNL, because that's when he hosted Saturday Night Live. That's when Deion did.
That's when he was at his hottest. Could not have been hotter.
The Money days. Yeah. That's when he was really up there. Who's the best athlete you have been around for the comedy chops? Who's the best one that you have?
JJ was a lot of fun. We had JJ Watt last year. He was a really cool dude, and he was super into it. I think he had a lot of fun with it. Barkley's always a lot of fun. That dude, he's just a character himself. He never wants to work more than a couple of hours.
I love it.
He's great. Shaq's always great. I guess the obvious ones that we all already know are great. If they've come through there, they've been awesome. Tom Brady was super cool, but that dude is, I don't know, he's like a walking statue. Like, he's a legend walking amongst us. You know what I mean? It's amazing. So
now it's gotten even bigger. I mean, his legend is even bigger now.
That dude is crazy. This is the God number 7. That's crazy.
It is unbelievable. And, he's just one of the many people, I guess. He's got a lot of towns where his name's a 4-letter word, and Atlanta's one of them, I imagine, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And it was a big burn. But, I got a place in Tampa, so I was able to, get a little get back. And he's in our division now. I guess that's a little something, Well, you got to take what you can get.
Right. But TB12, when he was on, he did SNL. I know Jeter did, right?
Yeah, I think Jeter was before my time.
It was before your time. Okay.
Yeah, LeBron was awesome. We had LeBron. That's right. LeBron hosted. He was super cool.
Well, LeBron and Trainwreck was like legit fun.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
He was legit. He wasn't just like athlete. Let me learn 3 lines or whatever. Like he has.
He gets into it. Everything he laser focuses in on, he wants to make it like a very rich, layered experience for people, which is incredible. He's so giving. It's crazy. He didn't have to do that. He could have easily just been, I'm LeBron James and I'm here and you're welcome. But no, he wants to be entertaining. Like that's so cool.
Kenan Thompson here on the Rich Eisen Show. And we'll talk about your new show, Kenan, in a second, that you could see on NBC's Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern and on Peacock the next day. So now you have played Barkley, correct? You have actually
several times.
So how does he like your version of him?
He loves it. He's highly amused by it. I didn't have to win him over as hard as I did Steve Harvey. Like I had to massage Steve a little bit.
What happened there? there?
Steve, he's a street guy, street guy from Cleveland, and through Chicago. He takes himself very seriously. So he's not one to readily just accept being mimicked, into mockery, into, making fun of. So, I had to, over the years, like show him like, no, I'm not just a little kid, nipping at your heels type stuff. This is a adult, massaged, mature, version of humor because you're such a personality. You're a giant public figure.
Right. I mean, I remember, again, I think it was before your Saturday Night Live times when Stuart Scott got sent up on SportsCenter, unless maybe you were there.
Yeah, I was there. That was Finesse. He did a great job with it.
Right. Finesse did it with Sweet Sassy Molassie, I think is what Ray Romano was using as his catchphrase. But Stewart was particularly, honored. Like you've kind of hit it if SNL is.
Yeah, you've made something of yourself. You've echoed across the waters of the world to get, reflected in the pool of SNL. That's a cool thing, man.
Right. And have you run into James Brown since your take on him with?
No, but I heard he said something. He said my hairline was better than his. That I think he took it. He took it with some love there, so that's good.
Well, I mean, there, but for the grace of God, go any sports person that there's a blackout in the middle of the hugest event that's going on planet Earth, and then you've got to fill some time. But so how does that come about when you watch it and then you're saying we're gonna do something on it? We have to do something on this. When you're watching that as they're filling in tap dancing with Two Broke Girls promos and stuff like that. How does that come about?
I mean, we didn't really watch that fiasco happen. I think it was just more familiar with the guys that are usually hosting football desks, basically when it's big game time.
Right.
And I think we knew who was going to be on the desk for the Super Bowl the following day, so we just went from there. And those guys are all pretty familiar. Like I've done James Brown before in the past. But God bless those guys for, handling and being on their toes. Is that what happened? They had a blackout?
That was the blackout at the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Oh, you mean the Colin Kaepernick one?
Kaepernick.
Yes.
And the Ravens and the 49ers, they had that blackout.
Oh, that's right. And we did that bit, right?
Yeah, it was Two Broke Girls.
Wow.
Funny show.
That's right. Now I know what you're talking. Yes, got you. Thank you.
Yes.
I was confused. I was like, did they have a blackout at the Super Bowl the next day?
They did in New Orleans on CBS, and they're like, they're probably trust me, I've been through this before. They're probably sitting in the green room having lunch, having dinner. Like they don't have to be on for another 3 hours. You know, you got this made in the shade.
Got to get back out there. Get back out there. Two broke girls. Yeah, that was a good show. Very funny show.
Oh man,
what else?
That was fantastic. And then your other skit that jumps out to me was David Ortiz, where you Big Papi for all those. Have you run into him? Have you been able to connect with him since doing Big Papi?
I love that dude. I have not physically run into him, but I remember he posted like a tweet or a picture of him when we first did it or something. We made a joke about Equinox and the kind of Equinox he, is promoting basically, and it was Iguananox. It's a lot of iguanas around while you're working out, and he took a picture of him pointing to an iguana. It was like, I found our first member, so he took it with love too. So that dude is great.
He is. I mean, it's some all-time great stuff. Kenan Thompson here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so let's get to your current show on NBC. And you've been at this for quite some time, Kenan, and now to have a show with your name on it, that's got to be something with Chris Redd, who obviously and Don Johnson, for crying out loud, who's an OG to say the least. I mean, right? Exactly. This has got to be pretty neat for you.
Oh, it's incredible, man. It's a lot. It's very, I can't really say surreal. I'm trying to stay away from the word overwhelming as well, but it's a lot. Seeing your name plastered on billboards or, shuttle vans around here and signs and chairs and, it's a big push. So I feel the level of responsibility that I think I should be feeling. And I think I'm surrounded by a wonderful cast to help me push this thing uphill. So I feel good about it. And, the responses have all been like really positive. So we just want people to show up and improve and, make the numbers make sense for these people to let us keep it on.
Then you play a widowed dad of two girls, an Atlanta morning show guy, and your name is Kenan in the show. Is there any sort of actual biographical material that's in this at all, or what is?
I mean, the only difference is I'm not a widower. Like I do have the I understand the circus of juggling work and a couple of kids and stuff like that. But thank God I have my wife, so I can only imagine how someone else that would be in my character situation would deal with that, basically. And that's kind of the adventure I'm on. And I'm discovering some really interesting moments, I think, and, still finding ways to be really funny at the same time. So it's been...
Yeah, I think it's, obviously an important subject matter. And then again, to have the cast that you have here, have you, at any point in time, have you been able to broach Miami Vice with Don Johnson? Have you?
Oh yeah, constantly. That's all. Our first couple of days together, that's all I wanted to hear, and he wanted to talk about.
Was that right? Oh,
just those Miami nights and like how it used to be, because at the same time he's an actor's actor, so he worked up to get to that, and you should be able to enjoy the fruits of the labor a little bit. So he's telling me all of those good stories that I can only imagine what it must have been like. So yeah, that dude is the best.
Are they safe for work, or
they are so not safe for work at all? But between us dudes, pretty good stuff.
It's so it would be what I would personally hope for, is what you're saying, these types of stories.
Times 10.
Times 10. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's incredible. Like you almost can feel the setting, basically. Like if you've ever been to Florida or spent any time, winter or summer, you can imagine.
Yeah, I just spent a maskless Super Bowl there. So
there you go. Stay in the house for a while. Make sure you can always keep your smell and taste going.
Get it all working. It was an interesting time in Tampa, Florida, for sure. Hey, Kenan, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it. Congrats on your show.
Thank you, man.
Like I said, I've been a big fan of yours since your second on Saturday Night Live, and you were a featured player in 2003. Was that season 29 of SNL? Is that what that was?
That's right.
Man, I mean,
crazy.
That is unbelievable. Congratulations on everything going on for you. And I'd love to do this again whenever you'd like.
Thank you very much. Likewise. We'll make it happen for sure. I just realized that that's a paddle back there.
It is actually. Yeah. Here it is. It's a paddle.
That's interesting.
You know, when my show first started, I got a friend of mine who works with cedar, you know, to light up cigars, like cedar sticks, and he made this for me. And
that's a cool dude.
So it, you know, as a father of three, though, it comes in a little handy sometimes as well. You know,
sometimes you got to show them what could happen.
That's true. It's a memento and a threat at the same time. Right. That's why I'm father of the year every year.
Yeah. Good luck with explaining that.
Kenan, thanks again. Can watch Kenan on NBC's Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on NBC, and then on Peacock the very next day at Kenan Thompson on both Twitter and Instagram, right here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.